Hey everybody, this is Blake from the MangaReloaded podcast, and it's official. Bleach is coming back. This morning it was announced that the former Big 3 series will finally be getting an official anime adaptation of its final arc in 2021. That'll be after a 9-year hiatus of the anime and 5 years since the manga ended. So I thought, in celebration, I'd do a quick video kind of discussing how Bleach originally ended and some of my speculations as to what we can expect going forward and, honestly, what I really hope to see going forward. Now, as some of you may or may not know, Bleach is a very near and dear series to my heart. Easily one of my favorite manga, top 3 for sure, and an anime I've watched through at least twice. I've seen the entirety of Bleach through at least twice. So, and that's kind of a feat because I think, 300 plus episodes to the anime. So that's saying something. This is a series I really love and really care about. And obviously this is probably the biggest news we've had with Bleach since Burn the Witch came out a couple years ago, which that's another topic we'll discuss later. But so Bleach. Obviously, this is going to be a big topic, and you'll be able to tell pretty easily that this is just something I threw together last minute. I really wanted to strike while the iron was hot on this topic, so I just have some bullet points here I want to hit, but let's be honest, that's kind of how the MangaReloaded podcast rolls to begin with. So, the history of Bleach and its tragic early ending. The Bleach anime originally ran for 8 years, from 2004 to 2012. Now, I don't believe we've ever gotten an official announcement on why Bleach originally ended. All we have are speculation, and some of what I think are the more believable speculations are, honestly, the final arc of Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood War, started at roughly the exact same time that the anime caught up. So, honestly, to have really made an anime adaptation of the manga, we would have had to sit through at least a year or two of filler just for the manga to get far enough ahead that there was something to animate. Or, I mean, I guess the alternative could have been a Full Metal Alchemist type of thing where we just got an entirely made up story and then they hook back to it. But I think Bleach is a little too long of a series for that to ever be realistically done. I've seen a few people who are thinking, maybe they could just do a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood treatment to Bleach. I think it's too long of a series for that to ever be something to reasonably hope for. And honestly, I think Bleach is a very solid anime to begin with. It just suffers from a lot of what was the issue for animes at that time. A lot of filler. But I want to go into that later with my speculations. So, other possible reasons that I could have seen why Bleach would have ended so early is, honestly, it wasn't as popular as it once was. Due to some weird storytelling mechanics and some honestly fairly unsatisfying characters, and the Fullbringer arc. Let's all be honest here. The Fullbringer arc was just terrible. It was just so. If you were going to end Bleach, they should have ended it at the Arrancar arc, the Hueco Mundo arc, whatever you want to call it. They should have ended it right there. Ichigo lost his powers. End of story. Honestly, if they had... I'm not saying they should have ended it there. Note. Yeah, if there was going to be a spot where they were going to stop it, that would have been a good place. But either way, without a doubt, Bleach really started to drop in popularity. So I'm sure that didn't necessarily kill it, but it didn't do the series any favors. Also, it is well documented that Tite Kubo was very sick for much of Bleach, especially during the final arc, but I would assume it was a running issue throughout the series. And I know it's an issue that honestly happens to a lot of these long-running manga artists. It's happened to Oda, the author of One Piece. It's happened with Togashi, the author of Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter. So it's something that happens. And again, I'm sure it's just one of those things that didn't do it any favors. So unfortunately, in 2012, the Bleach anime was put on an indefinite hiatus, more or less. And we haven't really heard anything positive in the area of bringing up the anime again since then. That is, until today, where it has been officially announced to be coming back and getting that final arc animated. So, going forward, what should we be expecting, or at least what am I expecting to see? Well, for starters, I think it would be nice to see the original voice cast come back. I don't really know where they all are in their careers. I assume most of them are still with Funimation. I assume Funimation is still going to be voicing Bleach. So I expect we'll see most, if not all, of the original cast reprising their roles. But a big question that I kind of have, as most of you have probably noticed, the way that anime works has changed quite a bit since the original run of One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach, in that there's been a bit of a movement away from ongoing anime. Again, this is a topic I would like to discuss more in depth later, hopefully with Matt on the recording. But long story short, at that time, the goal was to constantly keep the anime going. So there was a new episode every single week, which is what led to all of these filler arcs where you would have entire seasons, 30, 40 episodes of filler. That might be exaggerating, but what felt like an absurd amount of episodes of filler that were not canon to the story, that would never come back around, and it led to a lot of filler. And that would be because the anime would catch up with the manga. So then the question for the animators would be, okay, we can either start making up, quote, official story for this, or we can just go on some random tangent and talk about something that's not canon. Filler. So at that time, filler was the way it was done. There was lots of garbage animated, basically. However, in modern anime, what has happened is we've seen a lean towards seasonal. So, as it sounds, you'll get an entire season of an anime, so it'll be 26 or so episodes, and you'll just get those all released at once. And then that's what you'll have for the year or the season, or however long they decide to wait. That way, there is an actual time frame in between where the manga can get further in. And so that way the animators will always be able to animate the canon story. So my question then becomes, I wonder if they're going to put out the 1,000-Year War in seasons. So are we going to get multiple seasons? Because it's a fairly long arc when you factor in that Bleach anime is usually comprised of fight scenes. So the average not final battle, it probably comprises 2 to 3 episodes for it to really complete. This final arc had a lot of battles in it. Like, it was honestly mostly battle. There wasn't a lot of story, just fighting. And I mean, that's fine because that's what Bleach is. So I'm wondering if they're just going to plow right through like they used to, because again, we don't have the issue of, oh, there's not enough manga for us to animate. The manga is completed. It finished 5 years ago once the anime starts getting released to the public. So that's not an issue anymore. So I'm really wondering what they're going to do. Honestly, part of me really hopes that they release it seasonally, because I just feel like the quality tends to go up when you have a season, and it also really, it goes a long way to building up suspense and making you want more. I just feel like that's the way the anime is right now, and that's the way that Bleach should be released. On that note, no more filler, which is great. There should be no more filler. If there's filler, I quit. I quit Bleach. I give up on it. I'm going to drink bleach to get away from Bleach. Ha ha ha, not funny. But I'm saying it anyway. Ha 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 ha. Another thing that I am hoping will come from this re-release is an opportunity to fix a lot of the plot issues that show up in the final arc. Now, granted, I do think it is a fairly well-written arc, all things considered, considering Bleach really has some high highs and some low lows. I think it's on the higher end of the scale, but there are some really cruddy plot points and plot devices and lots of rushing. Rushing happens a lot, which again, as I mentioned previously, is partially at least due to Kubo's constant battles with being sick. So I think this would be a good opportunity to clear up some of those kind of wishy-washy plot points. And I feel like there are certain plot points that could be better foreshadowed now that, again, we have a full view of the series as a whole. I'm not gonna go into spoilers, at least not on this topic, but I think there are some plot points that could be better foreshadowed, better discussed, so they don't feel like something that's just pulled out of nowhere, and that's how we deal with it. So we don't have a Deus Ex Machina. Yes. And one thing that I'm really wondering, I don't know how many people have thought about this, but okay, this is spoiler. This is entering spoiler territory. I'm going to try really hard not to get too much into it, but anyone who's seen anything Bleach related knows that the series ends by introducing you to the next generation of characters, very similarly to how Naruto ended. So that leaves me with the question, are we going to get a Bleach spin-off series? Excluding Burn the Witch. I believe Burn the Witch technically takes place in the same universe as Bleach, but again, I'll talk about that a little bit more at the end. So, are we going to see a spin-off series for Bleach? I don't know. Honestly, would I watch it? Yes, I really would. I'd not watch Boruto. If you want to hear at least some of my thoughts on Boruto, we actually discussed back in Manga Reloaded episode 1, maybe episode 2, we actually discussed the Boruto anime and again, some of our speculations at the time, so you might want to go check that out. But yeah, would I watch a spinoff? Probably, assuming the 1,000-Year Blood War arc gets animated well and it gets a good treatment. I see no reason why I would not watch a spinoff, but we'll see what happens. So those are really all of my speculations at this point. I'm really hoping they do it justice. I think now is a very good time for Bleach to come back. I mean, shonen anime has never really gotten less popular. If anything, right now I feel like it's as popular as it's ever been. Looking at series like Black Clover, My Hero Academia, is it called Demon Slayer? I haven't seen that one, but I've heard really good things about it. Attack on Titan. So I think Bleach would fit really well into the modern anime lineup. So I see no reason why we would have any issue with it getting a viewership. I think it's a great series to introduce to this generation of anime watchers. And again, hopefully they go back and rewatch a lot of the series. Am I going to rewatch Bleach? I haven't decided yet. That's a really daunting task, and I don't have as much time as I used to. I would think about it. I will think about it. I might rewatch some of it. It's hard for me to say, I'll just go back and rewatch my favorite parts, because I really like the series as a whole. Even the cruddy parts, I still enjoy, but I will definitely rewatch some of it. Will I rewatch all of it? I don't know. But I think this will be leading up to it. I hope a lot of people jump onto the hype train and watch Bleach, so that way they know we want more. I really don't want to see it go away again. So please at least finish it. And then just a quick plug. I've mentioned it a few times, but Tite Kubo's one-shot series that he wrote after Bleach called Burn the Witch has also been announced to be getting a full manga series. He's made it sound like it's going to be a fairly short series, but compared to Bleach, anything is short. And it's also going to get an anime adaptation. So that's really exciting. I'll be perfectly honest, I have not read Burn the Witch yet. I started it and never finished it, which is really sad because it's a one-shot, but I have not finished it, so I'm going to have to go back and read it. And from what I've heard, it does take place in the Bleach universe, and it takes place a few years after the final time skip in Bleach. So I'm really excited for that. I might discuss that more in the future once I've actually read the one-shot. But yeah, Bleach coming back in 2021. Exciting news, everybody. So thanks for listening. If you're as excited for Bleach as I am, you're not alone. So many people are excited to hear Bleach. So thanks for listening, everybody. I'm going to try really hard to do away with the annoying noise that we used to do at the end of the episode. So bye.